Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Hello, Renee Buster here, my REI secret weapon. By special request, we're going out of order slightly for a few people who have requested this book, Fearless Networking by Todd Falcone. You can see that, Todd Falcone, Fearless Networking. Create better connections, invite with ease, obliterate objections, follow up, and close like a pro. What other leaders are saying about Todd Falcone. Chris Widener, author of The Art of Influence, says Todd Falcone is one of the masters at creating connections, building rapport, and closing the sale. Learning anything and everything that you can from him. It will improve your business and your life. Donna Johnson, a 30-year veteran of network marketing and multiple seven-figure earner. Todd Falcone uses all the tools in his toolbox to reach into your head and heart. He balances mindset and mechanics and teaches sound principles that will help you build a successful, sustainable network marketing business. Richard Bliss Brooke, a 40-year veteran of network marketing and best-selling author of Mach 2, The Art of Vision and Self-Motivation in the 4-Year Career. Todd Falcone is a preeminent speaker, trainer, and coach in the network marketing profession. Sales leaders that can teach with power, passion, and most importantly, authenticity are rare in our profession. Todd has been a successful builder himself, very successful, and as such, he has plenty of failure stories. And what a wonderful storyteller he is. He presents them with authority, humility, power, and humor. Your team will leave with powerful insights from this book. Susan Sly, a seven-figure earner and author of The Have It All Woman and Organize Your Life. This book is the no-holds-barred basic guide to building a network marketing business. I recommend that anyone look for solid skills and results with no nonsense. Read this book and apply the principles now. Brian Carruthers, a seven-figure earner and author of Building an Empire and Money Mindset. Todd is one of the best teachers of practical skills that are essential to building a successful network marketing business. The fundamentals in this book should be focused on daily until you have mastered them and taught to your team until they have mastered them. I would get your whole team reading this book. Jordan Adler, a seven-figure earner and author of Beach Money. Todd Falcone is one of the best network marketers I know. He is a prospecting pro and knows exactly what it takes to succeed in network marketing. Haley Hobson, a seven-figure earner, says that Todd Falcone is the real deal. He's been there and he gets it. He knows exactly what it takes to succeed and has the unique ability to teach it. His authenticity and passion shows, and he's got the tools here to help anyone change their mindset and get to the next level in their business. Copyrighted in 2016, and all rights are reserved. I'm not doing this for commercial purposes. This is for education, and I'm sharing with my close friends and family. All right, so here, contents, table of contents. Introduction. The very first time I looked at network marketing, I was hooked. It made sense to me from the moment I was exposed to it. What I didn't understand was exactly how to do the business. And in fact, the first 2 years I did it, my results were minimal. It wasn't until I began to really study what other successful people were doing and began to apply those strategies that my business really took off. I've now spent over 25 years of my life in network marketing and focused my full-time efforts on teaching people how to do this business based on my personal experiences in the field. Fearless networking is really designed to be a workbook to help people through what I found are the biggest problem areas when it comes to prospecting and recruiting people into your business. I designed it to literally be used in the field whenever you need a little helping hand in the areas of creating more powerful connections with people, inviting people to look at your business, becoming a more effective presenter, following up with greater results, enabling you to blaze through objections, and helping you to close like a pro. Years ago, I wrote and produced the Little Black Book of Scripts to be a tool for network marketers to use whenever they were at a loss for words when it came to prospecting. It quickly became one of the best-selling daily use tools in the network marketing profession and still is today. Fearless networking is designed to help you more easily navigate through what I found are the 6 biggest problem areas in prospecting. Number 1, rapport building and connecting. Number 2, inviting. Number 3, presenting. Number 4, follow-up. Number 5, overcoming objections. And number 6, closing. Put it to use. All of the techniques and strategies taught in here have already been field tested in the network marketing profession and proven to work. Your partner in success, Todd Falcone, the Fearless Networker, toddfalcone.com. Chapter 1. So let me say before we get started, it says network marketing a lot. I know a lot of you don't know what networking marketing is, so that is to your benefit. For those of you who are familiar with network marketing, don't get hooked on, tripped up on the fact that he is a network marketer and he's writing from that lens, right? There's still a lot of great information in here that applies to a network in general, regardless of what type of networking you're doing. Okay, so let's forge ahead. Chapter 1, the foundation of your success. My dad used to tell me, if you're going to do something, do it right the first time. Amazing how a lesson in doing chores has served me well in business. He was referring to me doing a shoddy job of cleaning our bathroom and made me do it all over again. The simple lesson, if you're going to do something, do it right and do it as best you can, no matter what it is. Your success in network marketing is dependent upon you building a rock-solid, stable foundation of belief. It's a requirement and not an option if you're seeking significance in the business. A flimsy foundation isn't strong enough to support the weight of success, so it is imperative you build on a rock. If you're new to me, I'll tell you right now that I'm very blunt. I don't beat around the bush in my trainings, soften things up, or cream cheese anything. I don't have the time for it, and neither do you. Who does that sound like? No wonder I like this book, right? It's been a while since I've read it. It's good to refresh. This is a workbook, not a novel or a complete how-to book on success in network marketing. It's designed to be punchy, to the point, and help you in the key areas I've already mentioned. Let your beliefs be your guide. Here's the deal. You can't succeed until you think it is possible for you to succeed. Until you believe you can do it, you have very little chance of making it here. Operating from a position of belief is at the very foundation of your success in network marketing. The areas you must establish belief in right now are, number 1, the profession of network marketing. Number 2, your company and opportunity. Number 3, your products. Number 4, you. Understand this and let it sink in. People do not follow or do business with individuals that lack confidence or are unclear in the direction they are heading. Until you buy your story, no one is going to buy from you or do business with you. Your beliefs in the profession, your company, your products or services, and yourself are what guide you in the direction of success and accomplishment. The great news is that you can work on building your beliefs right now. And remember that desire, right, and belief is part of Think and Grow Rich, right? Sound familiar? Should. Everybody takes away. Remember, Think and Grow Rich is the OG of self-made men, right? So anything after Think and Grow Rich, almost all of them somehow lean on concepts in that book. And that's why we started there. Number one, immerse yourself in success. Beliefs grow as you do. The more you surround yourself with positive, successful people who are supportive and encouraging, the more likely you are to grow in your beliefs of achieving success. What you read, watch, and listen to makes a dramatic difference in your consciousness. Be sure to spend more time with uplifting people and less time with those that don't serve you. The best piece of advice I can give you is to become a sponge, a student of success, and a student of network marketing. Separate yourself from negative and unsupportive people and attach yourself to those that support you and lift you up, and you'll be more likely to grow in your beliefs. Number two, actively build your knowledge and put it to use. There's a phrase used all the time that you've probably heard. Knowledge is power. All by itself, knowledge is virtually useless. It's nice to have, but it's the application of the knowledge that makes the biggest difference. Be sure that you don't just learn, but immediately put into action and apply the things you learn. Once you make a new discovery, put that new thing you just learned into action today. You'll grow both your business and your confidence all at the same time. Don't allow a new piece of knowledge to sit idle and unused. Put it to use today. Number three, just to go back for just a moment, right? If you don't use it, you lose it. I think we've all heard, right? So you're going to have that knowledge and that education, and you're going to squander it by not doing something with it. Now going back to number three, create and collect stories. Beliefs grow when they're evidenced by results. When you see an individual get results on your product or in your business, it builds on your belief. As you create results, either with your products or your business, your beliefs take dramatic leaps forward. Take action, work on building your business, and create your story. If you want to know if it works, then work until you see the result and know that it works. Number four, take action daily. Your consistent daily actions and efforts in building your business directly contribute to growing your personal confidence. You can't get good at something you don't do. Daily action, in spite of not knowing everything, helps you to learn, earn, and grow in your beliefs. Remember this, you don't need to know everything in order to get started. A lot of your learning will take place because of the actions you take, and your beliefs will grow as a result of those actions. Number five, practice. Love practicing. This is something I can't say enough about. Professionals are professionals because they practice. If you want to get good at this business and feel confident doing it, then you need to spend regular time in practice. Take time to practice your approaches, your invites, and your presentations. Anything you do in this business to make money should be practiced ahead of time. Build practice into your regular routine, and you'll find yourself quickly improving your skills and your confidence at the same time. Number six, I like this one too. Regularly attend events. The more plugged in you are, the better off you'll be. Events serve many purposes, including helping you to not only learn, but be in an environment that fosters belief. The more events you attend, the more likely you are to grow both your business and your beliefs. Once you are operating from a state of belief about this business model, your company and your abilities to do it, you literally become unstoppable. No one can touch you. They can try, but a person operating on a solid foundation of belief cannot be toppled, shaken, or wavered. That's the power of belief. A lot of people want to focus simply on the skill development side. Excuse me. But wait, excuse me. My apologies. A lot of people want to focus. A lot of people want to focus simply on the skill development side. But what you find is that success is far more mindset than most people expect. In fact, I've heard Tony Robbins say that success is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. Clearly, you need both to succeed. Focusing time on developing your success consciousness, think and grow rich, right, is going to help you get better results when it comes to the mechanics, the how-to part of this business. If you'd like to focus on building up your mental toughness, you can download a free copy of 7 Steps to Mental Toughness from my training site at toddfalcone.com/free-gift-4. Chapter 2, understanding why people buy. People buy for many reasons, but the one thing you really need to be aware of is this. People buy from those they like and trust. If you want to build your business faster and move more of your products or services, then you've got to work on making sure that people like you and trust you. What makes people like you? To put it simply, when you make another person feel good, you're moving in the right direction. There's a phrase that comes directly from the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And that phrase is, be genuinely interested, not interesting. Be genuinely interested, not interesting. The more interest you show in another person and the more genuine it is, the more they're going to like you and feel good about you. Instead of being the person who always talks, brags, and has to be the star of the show, turn your attention to them and who they are, and they'll end up falling all over you. Ask questions. Be interested. Listen. It's not hard. People love it when you show interest in them. What makes people trust you? I'll tell you this now. You want to work on your ability to influence others. If you didn't know that, now you do. Leadership is influence. Influence is defined as the ability to change attitudes, beliefs, opinions, or behaviors to a predetermined outcome. Effective leadership is rooted in trust. The way you build your business, make more sales, and grow is to consistently act in such a way where people will trust you. Clearly, trust is built by telling the truth. There's never a need to exaggerate, go overboard, fib, or even tell a lie. The truth is always good enough. If you don't tell the truth, it will come back to bite you, and hard. It's simply not worth it. How exactly is trust built? Trust is built through consistency over time. If you want more people to trust you, to believe in you, to follow you, or buy from you, then what they need to see from you is consistency. I don't necessarily mean that they need to see you be consistent in your business, although that's important. I mean to be consistent in your behaviors and your actions. Ask yourself a few questions and see how you stand on the subjects of reliability and follow through. Number 1, reliability. Am I seen as being reliable? Do people see me as someone that can always be counted on? And number two, follow through. Do I consistently stick to my commitments, or am I constantly changing my mind? Do people know me as someone who always finishes what they started? I'm going to say yes to both of those for myself. Building your emotional bank accounts. Look at your relationships this way. They are like banks. Just like you can't make a withdrawal from an empty bank account, you can't make a withdrawal from a relationship where you've made no emotional deposits. If the only time you call or contact someone is when you want something from them, you're not going to get it. And in a business like network marketing that is driven by people, you want to do everything you can to build and maintain strong, trusting relationships with them. Make sure that you are making regular deposits into the emotional bank accounts of the people you know. Here are a few easy examples. Make a call and catch up with someone you haven't talked to in a long time. Be the initiator. Reach out and say hello, and do so with no hidden agenda. Send a text message to a friend and say something nice like, I hope your day is going great. I was just thinking about you and wanted to say how much I appreciate having you in my life. Send a random card or a small gift when they least expect it. This one really blows people's minds, especially when it's not on their birthday or anniversary. You don't need to spend a bunch of money, but a random gift out of the blue is mind-boggling to people. Most people love surprises. Invite them out to lunch or coffee. This isn't to pitch them your business, but to simply grow the relationship. Send them something on a subject they love. If your friend loves a particular band and you see that they are coming to town, send them a text that says, hey, did you see that Pink Floyd's coming to town? You could forward them an article, a blog post you read, anything that they might find interesting, and it shows them that you care and you're thinking of them. Reach out to someone on Facebook you haven't connected with in a while and spark up a conversation. There are a lot of very simple steps you can take to maintain and improve the quality of the relationships you have with people you know. The more you stay connected with people, the better off your business will be. Your contacts are a lot more likely to be open to looking at your business or sampling your product if they see you as someone who has made an effort to stay in regular contact with them. So obviously, your first homework to do is to follow these easy examples that he made of making deposits into the emotional bank accounts, right? Just do these things. You do these things to practice how you speak and how you communicate. You practice listening. You practice connecting with no ulterior motive. You're simply building the relationship. No hidden agenda. Just say hi to the people that you know and love. Chapter 3, break the ice and build rapport. We've already determined that people prefer to buy from and do business with individuals they feel good about. Not too many people get excited about doing business with someone they don't like very much. Let me ask you this. Do you get excited about giving money to someone you don't like? I don't think so. Your friends already like you and know you. It's why we call them friends. There's typically no ice breaking or rapport building that's necessary when it comes to having a conversation with people we already know well, because we are already in a state of rapport with them. What is rapport? Rapport is the presence of alignment with one or more individuals. It's the ability to relate to others in a way that creates trust and understanding. It's affinity, a feeling of a bond or connection with someone. When you're in rapport with someone, things feel easy and effortless. There's a connection or feeling of being on the same page. You can relate to one another, and there's no tension present. Knowing that definition now, You can easily see why it's so important to be in rapport with people if you're looking to grow your business. It's pretty critical to be comfortable in sparking up a conversation with someone you don't yet know and be able to break the ice with these people. How to break the ice with people. The term breaking the ice is a very old one that is commonly used to describe removing the tension or awkwardness in the beginning of a conversation or relationship. It typically precedes the rapport building process. It can also be referred to as a conversation starter. Whenever we meet a new person or begin a conversation, it's important to do things that remove the tension, the ice from the conversation, and warm things up a bit. It's natural to be a little nervous, especially when approaching someone new. We don't know what they're like or how they'll respond. It's an unknown. Are they mean and grumpy? Or are they sweet as apple pie? There are lots of ways to break the ice with people. For the sake of this book, I'm going to keep it really simple for you to get better at starting or warming up your conversations. A couple things to keep in mind that will serve you well, not only in breaking the ice, but also advancing the level of rapport you have with someone, is making direct eye contact and having a smile on your face. Remember, you're looking to connect with someone, and direct eye contact is critical. Everyone's heard the phrase that the eyes are the windows to the soul. People are not likely to trust someone who is unable to make direct eye contact with them. In fact, people whose eyes constantly dart around looking everywhere, but to the person they're talking to, are more often considered shady or not trustworthy. It's as if they're hiding something. Eye contact is a must if you're seeking to create a real connection with someone. And as much as I shouldn't have to say this, put a smile on your face. Even if you have to consciously summon it up, that is something you want to work on. Try this one on for size. Walk into a room with a big frown on your face and see how well you're received. Then walk in someplace else with a big beaming smile on and see what happens. I promise you this, you will see and feel a noticeable difference in how you are received by the people you make eye contact with in that room. Smiles are door openers and make people feel good. They literally release endorphins in your body, which trigger a positive feeling. People are drawn to positivity. When they view you as someone who is happy, positive, and a pleasure to be around, they'll want to spend time with you. 4 ways to break the ice and start a conversation. Number 1, the basic greeting with a smile. Hey there, how are you doing? Simply greeting someone with a little eye contact and a smile is often enough to get a conversation going. Number 2, give a genuine compliment. Wow, those boots are awesome. Where did you find those? Actively be looking for things that you can compliment people. Number 3, ask a question. Is this place always so busy? Or do you know where I can find a really good coffee shop in town? Questions generally get answers, and answers are the beginning of a conversation if you've taken the time to ask. Number 4, comment on the obvious. If you see something in their office where you're meeting them, like a picture of them holding up a trophy fish they had caught, say something like, wow, what kind of fish is that? That thing is huge. Look for things to comment on that are obvious and use them as conversation starters to break the ice. Understanding how the 3-foot rule really works. In network marketing, you've likely heard about the 3-foot rule. It essentially means sparking up a conversation and talking to people that are in close proximity and talking to them about your business. Here's the thing. I never walk up to a stranger and say, hey, do you want to hear about how to make some money? In fact, that's not at all how the 3-foot rule works. People will look at you cross-eyed or run in the opposite direction if you do that. Again, the 3-foot rule does not mean that you jump all over someone and immediately start telling them about your products or business. It does mean that it's a really great idea that if someone is near you and you're looking to grow your business, that it's an opportunity for you to make a connection that can lead to a conversation about your business. Proximity is important. If I find myself in a situation where someone is reasonably close to me and I can come up with a reason to start a conversation and say something, I will. Who does that sound like? People ask me all the time, Todd, what do you say? My answer is, I don't know. Something. I say whatever comes to mind with whatever situation I find myself in. And it depends on the situation. As network marketers, we are always looking for new customers and new people to put into our business. And if life dishes out all sorts of opportunities to meet new people, as long as we open ourselves to the possibilities of making new introductions, the key in opening yourself up to meeting new people is keeping your eyes open, figuratively speaking. No one literally walks around with their eyes closed, but oftentimes the way they operate is as if their eyes were closed. The more times you can meet the eyes of another human being, the more likely it is you'll end up having a conversation with them. And again, it can start with something as simple as eye contact, a smile, and saying something like I've mentioned before, a simple greeting. Hey, how's your day going? The obvious. What an incredible day today. Yes, you really can talk about the weather. A genuine compliment. That's a beautiful dress. A question. What kind of dog is that? You get the picture. Say something. Stop letting opportunities pass you by. You'll figure it out. It's just a conversation. We have them every day. So this is not in the book because what's the copyright date? 2016. So, we weren't quite as into our phones then as we are now. Get off your phone, right? How are you going to make eye contact with people so that you can build a connection with them, so that you can relate to them, build a relationship, build trust, likability, and eventually get to the business if you're stuck in your phone, right? I love people watching. Why do you think I love people watching? Mostly because not only do I get to watch the absurd behaviors of people and humorous behaviors of people, making connections, feeding the funnels, right? Removing the pressure for better performance. Let me give you a very powerful piece of advice that will help you remove the nervousness in meeting and greeting new people for your business. Forget about your business for a moment. Yes, you have a business. And yes, I'm sure you'd love to recruit this new person in front of you. The best thing you can do is remove the pressure from having to perform or somehow move the conversation to your product or business. If you can simply move your mindset into simply meeting this new person, saying hello, and starting a regular old non-business conversation, which we do all the time, nearly every day of our lives, you'll be able to easily summon the courage to say something to a stranger. Why? Simple. You don't have this overwhelming pressure in your head about how you're going to somehow transition into a conversation about your business. You can allow it to happen a little more naturally. So many people end up saying nothing to a person because they're so worried about what to say to them because their focus is all placed on the idea of how can I share my business with this person? Once you remove that pressure, it's just a conversation. We have them all the time and never think twice about it. It's the business that creates the pressure and the fear in most cases. Temporarily removing it from the occasion can be just enough for most people to act instead of passing by yet another great opportunity to make another connection. Building and maintaining rapport. As I mentioned earlier, rapport is a sense of alignment with another person or group of individuals. Remember again, the people buy from those they like and trust. The more we are like them or similar to them, the more likely they will like us and ultimately want to do business with us. Yes, that's a lot of likes, but you get the point. In rapport building, you are seeking to be more like or similar to the person you are speaking with, whether in person or by telephone. Mirroring their behavior. There are several very easy ways to establish and maintain a state of rapport with people. Mirroring. Mirroring is exactly what it sounds like. It is simply mimicking the subtle behaviors with whomever we are communicating. Much like when you wave at yourself in the mirror, you see a mirror reflection of you waving back. That's what we do in developing rapport. When we mirror a person's behavior, we become more like them, and in turn, because we are perceived as similar to them, they're more likely to like us. The key word is subtlety. You don't want to be seen as obviously mimicking someone's behavior or being perceived as a copycat. Mirroring can be accomplished by copying any of the following: the tempo, pitch, tone, or volume of their language, their body language or gestures, specific vocabulary or types of words they use. If someone speaks fast, you should speak fast. If they speak slowly, you should speak slowly. If they speak loud, you should speak loudly. If someone leans forward, you should lean forward. If someone crosses their legs, you should cross your legs. Again, be careful and make absolutely sure that what you're doing isn't obvious. Remember, subtlety is crucial. If someone uses specific types of words or language, do your best to talk like them. I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole on this subject. The key point is mirroring how they communicate. I'm typically fairly loud and fast in my natural way of speaking. However, if you've ever heard me speak to a prospect on the phone and they are very soft spoken, you will notice that I immediately mirror their softness and how they talk. You may have to consciously think about this at first, but as you put into practice regularly, it will eventually become automatic for you and you won't even have to think about it. Funny story about mirroring. So in Kentucky, we have a unique accent. And generally, I don't feel that I have a strong Kentucky accent. And other people tell me they are not even certain that I'm from Kentucky. Some locals don't detect an accent. But let me talk to someone on the phone with a strong Southern drawl, and it's all over. I just fall right into it. I mirror them. Kind of funny. Finding mutual commonalities or connections. Isn't it interesting how quickly we connect with someone we have something in common with and how instant that connection occurs? You meet someone who loves a particular band, sports team, or is from the same city you lived in. The connection is instantaneous. As you are getting to know someone and finding out more about them, it's easy to discover things you may have in common. Ask questions like, where are you from? What part of the country are you in? What do you do for a living? Do you have children? Or excuse me, do you have kids? What do you do for fun? Sometimes I read my own words in this book a couple of times. I've not read exactly what was written. I've read what I wanted to say. All of those questions can lead to you being able to deepen the level of rapport you have with a person. Think for a second. When was the last time you met someone who you had something in common with and how easy it was to talk to that individual? I met a guy at the gym a while back who was wearing a Seattle Seahawks t-shirt. I'm from Seattle and a big Seahawks fan. I walked up and said, "Go Hawks." We immediately began a conversation about the team, which led to me asking him where he was from, and come to find out, he grew up right around the corner from me. That conversation was effortless and the rapport was immediate. Find ways to ask questions and discover things you don't yet know, which will lead you into creating a deeper level of rapport with people you meet. The more questions you ask, the more likely you are to discover things you have in common with them. Chapter 4, Simple and Effective Invites. What's an invite? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a simple and friendly request to do something. When it comes to network marketing, one of the key skills you need is the invite. Sorry, there's a typo. The editor missed it. One of the key skills you need to master is the invite. Again, for the sake of this training, I'm going to keep the scripting simple. I have an entire book dedicated to scripts and invites called The Little Black Book of Scripts, which can be found at toddfalcone.com. Simple, warm market invites. The I found something invite. Hey, blank, it's blank. Or, hey, John Doe, it's Renee. How's it going? I just found something that I'm really excited about, and I think it's going to be big. I'd love to show it to you. When would you have the amount of time you need for me to show you what I'm up to? Important note, if they ask what it is, and many of them will, simply tell them that it's exactly why you want to meet with them. No need to be evasive, just book the appointment. The I've launched a new business invite. Hey, John Doe, it's Renee Buster. How's it going? I've just launched a new business and I'm looking for some people to help me with it. I'd love to get together with you and show you what I'm up to. When would you have the amount of time you need for me to run it by you? Important note, be sure not to say things like, I'm thinking about starting a business or I'm looking into starting a business, because it shows a lack of commitment on your part. People follow decisive individuals. And the feedback invite. Hey, John Doe, it's Renee Buster. How's it going? Listen, I just got involved in a new business and I'm looking to get some feedback on it. Would you be willing to meet with me and take a look at what I'm doing? I could give you loads and loads of different openings for warm market invites. However, there's no need to complicate things here. Keep it simple. All you're doing is inviting someone to take a look at what you're up to. Remember, don't explain anything on the telephone and attempt to present your business without using whatever tools you have within your company that are designed to do that for you. Simply do the invite and set the appointment. Then, when you meet with them, either now on the phone or in person at a future time, you can lay it all out for them. Use your tools. Most network marketing companies have tools that do a great job of presenting for you. Make sure you take advantage of using them, because that's exactly what they are designed to do. So I'd like to clarify this paragraph just slightly, right? Yes, network marketing companies have tools that do a great job of presenting for you, meaning that they have canned marketing, right? So if you're working on a smaller team, you're not doing network marketing, you're not doing direct to consumer sales, right? You're networking for different reasons. You still need to use your tools, whatever those tools may be. And your team needs to have a system in place for how you handle things, right? All right, moving on. My all-time favorite question to ask. When it comes to asking a specific peak interest question, I'm sure you can find some room to utilize this one in your day-to-day marketing efforts. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of making money outside of what you are currently doing? It's simple and to the point, and I've made more money asking that question to people than I can even begin to calculate. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of making money outside of what you are currently doing? If they say yes, and many people do, simply set an appointment or schedule a time where you can show them what you are up to and how they can benefit from working with you. By the way, this question works very well with people you're just getting to know. If you've taken the time to say hello, break the ice, and establish a little rapport, you can easily segue into asking this question as an example. Let me ask you something. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of making any money outside of what you're doing in your real estate business? Isn't that funny that it says real estate business? Once you have someone that has agreed to meet with you or attend a presentation, the next step is doing the presenting. More than likely, you will be doing some recruiting in both the warm and cold market. For those of you who venture off into doing cold market recruiting, I have a little cheat sheet that can help you. You can get it directly off of my site and download it for free anytime. toddfalcone.com/free-gift-2. I don't know if toddfalcone.com is still active. I didn't even look at it. So let me see if I can find it on my phone really fast. Tell you guys if the website's still active. Stand by. Todd Falcone. Yes, it sure is. Still available. These gifts may have gone away. I don't know, but toddfalcone.com is still an active website. All right. Applying spin selling to network marketing. And that SPIN, applying spin selling to network marketing. I read a book several years ago on the subject of selling called Spin Selling by Neil Rackham. His book was based on the studies of 35,000 sales calls used by top sales forces from around the world. In that book, he talks about 4 different types of questions. Number 1, which is the S, situation questions. Number 2, which is the P, problem questions. Number 3, the I, implication questions. And number 4, the N, need payoff questions. That's where the term spin is derived. In this section, I want to show you how I've adapted the use of those types of questions in network marketing so you can be even more prepared in your prospecting calls for your business. The quality of your questions make a significant impact on the results you get with people. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that they are determining factors on whether or not a sale is made. While I don't consider putting someone into my business as making a sale, there is power and application in the use of these types of questions in our profession. So I know several of you, many of you have heard me say that you can take concepts that may be written from a specific perspective, right, and still apply them to what you're doing successfully, right? So if you're a wholesaler, you can use these. If you're a retailer, you can use these. If you're a realtor, you can use these. You know, if you're a trash out guy, you can use these, right? You just have to tweak them to your audience and to your goals. All right. In making sales of your products or services that your company markets, you may find these types of questions even more useful. Situation questions. This type of question deals with the facts about your prospect's current situation. Here are some situation question examples. Tell me more about your job. How many hours a week do you work? Are they paying you enough where you can save money for retirement? Problem questions. Problem questions uncover a prospect's pain or dissatisfaction and focus on that pain or dissatisfaction while helping to clarify exactly what that problem is. Here are a few examples of problem questions. Are you excited to get up and go to work every day? Is it at all frustrating for you that you work so many hours? How easy is it for you to put away money every month? Implication questions. These types of questions discuss the effects of the problem before talking about solutions and help to develop the serious nature of the problem to increase your prospect's motivation to change. Here are a few examples of implication questions. Do you think you'll ever be in a place again where going to work is exciting for you and you look forward to it? Has working so many hours affected your family life at all? What happens when you retire and haven't saved any money? Need payoff questions. These get your prospect to tell you about their wants and needs and the benefits that your opportunity or products offer rather than you having to explain them. Here are a few need payoff questions. How would you feel if you got up every morning and were excited to get up and start working? How would you feel if you had complete time freedom and could work when and where you wanted without ever having to report to anyone? If you could make an extra $1,000 a month, how would that help you in saving for retirement? Let me put it all together for you in this simple example so you can see how these questions might work for you in a prospecting situation. You, situation question. Tell me more about your job. Your prospect. Well, I've been working there for about 15 years. It's pretty good, but I've hit the top of my pay scale. You, situation question. How many hours a week are you working right now? Your prospect. Most weeks I put in about 50 hours and I commute an hour in each direction. You, problem question. Does working so many hours and being gone so long ever get frustrating to you? Your prospect. It's frustrating all the time, to be honest with you. You, problem question. I bet. That's a lot of time away from home. Has working so many hours affected your family life at all? Your prospect. My wife hates the fact that I'm gone so much, and I hate the fact that I only see my kids for a few minutes every night before they go to bed. You, ouch. How would you feel if you had complete time freedom? So this is a need payoff question. How would you feel if you need complete time freedom and could work when and where you wanted and could spend a lot more time at home with your family? Your prospect. Are you kidding? If I could be home with my family more and not have to work so hard, I'd be the happiest man alive. You, need payoff questions. If I could show you a plan to help you get your time back, make the same kind of money you're making, if not more, and be able to see your wife and kids more often, is that something you'd like to see? Your prospect. Of course. What is it? At that point in the conversation, you'd obviously schedule a time to present your opportunity to this person. When I started writing this book, I wasn't going to include this section because it's a little more detailed and in-depth. However, for those of you reading this who want to have every advantage possible, I wanted to share that with you. Chapter 5, Giving Better Presentations. Every network marketing company has their ways of presenting the business or products to someone. It may be an online video, a webinar, a flip chart, an in-home presentation, a weekly meeting, a recorded call, a CD, a DVD, a webinar, or something else. The key for you is to find out exactly what presentation people are using within your company and use the tool or tools that are available to you. Ask the people in your leadership team. What is the best tool or tools to present this business to someone? What have you found to be the most effective way of presenting our business to a new prospect? This book isn't going to tell you how or what you should use in presenting your products or business. Get with your leadership team and find out what's working right now and use it. The great thing is that in almost every case, you have resources available to you that do an incredible job of presenting the business for you, so you don't actually have to be doing the presentation yourself. The secret to giving better presentations is to use tools to do most of the work for you. Even though you are more than likely going to use some type of presentation tool to do most of the work for you, I would highly advise you to educate yourself to the point of being able to present your business with or without the use of a tool. In other words, most professional network marketers could very easily explain to a person exactly who their company is, what their product is about, and why a person should consider partnering with them. Becoming a better presenter. As I've already mentioned to you, when it comes to presenting, use your tools. It's what they are designed to do. However, you do want to become a better presenter so that you can become as effective as possible in every situation. Here are my suggestions on becoming a better presenter. Number one, know your company, their history, their products, and your compensation plan. The more personal knowledge you have about your company and what you market, the better you'll be at talking to people about them. Set some time aside to work on being the most knowledgeable person you can be about the company you're in and what you are marketing. Number two, pay close attention to your tools. Another really great way of improving your personal presentation skills is to pay very close attention to what they say and how they say it. For example, if I used a 20-minute online video as my presentation tool, I would make it my point to virtually memorize every point that is made during that presentation. You don't have to know it by heart, but the more you study it, the better you're going to be if you need to say something to someone. Practice, 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 right? Number three, volunteer to participate. Anytime that you can step up and volunteer to help in your business, it creates a new opportunity for your presentation skills to grow. Volunteer to help host a training call, take introductions on a webinar, share your testimonial, or even be a part of a live presentation. They're all fantastic opportunities to develop your skills. Number four, practice your presentation. You'll hear me say this more than once in this book. The more practicing you do, the better you're going to be. Practice leads to improvement. I speak for a living, yet I always practice my presentation before giving it. Even if it's a presentation I've done 100 times before, I still practice it. Becoming a better presenter takes work. If you have the willingness and the desire to get better and take action on a regular basis to help you grow those skills, you will become better at presenting your products or business with or without the use of a sales tool. Once they've watched, listened to, or reviewed your presentation, it's time to take their temperature. Taking their temperature. Let's move the ball forward a little bit. You set the appointment, met with your prospect, and presented your business to them. The first thing I like to do is take their temperature to see how hot or cold they are based on what they just looked at or heard. I do this in one or two ways. Ask them what they like the most. I prefer to ask someone how they felt about what they just reviewed rather than asking them what they think. And I do so by asking the following questions. What did you like the most about what you just saw? That question forces the prospect to respond with something they liked the most. The question is designed to elicit a specific and positive response. Let them tell you what they liked the most. It will give you a very good idea of their interest level. Ask them to rate themselves. Another really great way of taking their temperature and seeing how hot or cold they are is to literally ask them. That gives you a really good idea of who we are and what we do. Let me ask you, if you were going to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all interested and 10 being I'm ready to get started right now, how would you rate yourself? When you ask the 1 to 10 question, people will literally tell you how hot or cold they are, and it gives you the opportunity to find out what it would take to get them to a 10. When they give you a number below a 10, ask them, what would you need to consider yourself a 10? It's a simple and natural question to ask. There's no coercion or manipulation here. All you're doing is finding out what's missing for them in order to shift their interest level from simply getting involved to fully engaging in the business with you. Based on their response, you'll be able to either enroll them right then and there or provide them whatever additional information they need to make a relaxed and informed decision. By the way, this is an ideal time to bring in an upline expert or your sponsor or your partner on a three-way call to help answer any remaining questions they might have, as well as provide some additional social validation. Chapter 6, gaining control of your follow-up. In almost every case, you will need to follow up with your prospect. Very seldom do people join after the first point of contact or presentation. Yes, some people will join immediately after having reviewed your initial presentation, but many of them will need additional information so they can make what they feel is a relaxed and totally informed decision. Sorry, I keep moving around. I keep sliding down in my chair for some reason. My apologies. All right. Based on how they respond, you may need to get additional information to that person and schedule a follow-up call or meeting to address any further questions they might have. Let me give you some very direct and straight talk. People you meet with and present your business to expect you to get back to them. Don't be a ball dropper and fall short on your follow-through. Finish what you started. They're expecting you to get back to them. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Too often, I see people in this business that initiate but don't finish. The business comes to those who finish what they started. Find out what they need and give it to them. After I've taken someone's temperature and find that they are interested but need more information, I'll ask them, what specifically do you want more information about? Let them tell you what they need to be able to make a comfortable decision for themselves. Typically, people will want more information in one of the following areas: more detailed information about the company, its background and history, a desire to try the products first, a deeper understanding of how the compensation plan works and how they are paid, to know more about how to actually make money and the activities they'd be involved in if they decided to join. Once you find out what's missing, provide them the information and schedule a time to get back to them. Critical point. Don't ever assume that they have the ability to watch or review something you're about to send them. For example, I would never simply send someone an audio CD without first asking them if they have a CD player. Most people own them, but don't assume it. You don't want to ship out a CD to someone and find out that they don't even own a CD player. Kind of dated, but you understand the point. How soon do you follow up? As soon as possible. There's no 48-hour rule or wait a week rule for getting back to someone. Ideally, you want to get back to the person the moment they've reviewed whatever further information it is that you've provided them. Here's an example of what I'd say in setting up my follow-up call or meeting. I'll email you over a video on the compensation plan and a bit more history on the company. It should take you about 45 minutes to get through that. When in the next 24 hours will you have 45 minutes to go through that? Notice that I didn't simply say, when will you get around to it? I asked them, when in the next 24 hours? It shows a sense of urgency and also shows that you are serious and committed to your business. If I'm talking to my prospect on Tuesday at 4 and they respond with, I can't get to it until Thursday night when I get home from work, my response will likely be, great. I can either call you back at 6:30 p.m. or 8 p.m. on Thursday night. Which one works better for you? When scheduling a follow-up call or meeting, always give them an either or option. It's far more powerful than asking, can I call you back? If neither works, schedule a time that does work. Let's say for the sake of this example that my prospect says, I can't meet with you at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday. Here's how I would firm up the meeting. Great. I'll be calling you on Thursday at 6:30 to answer any questions you have. Can you do me a favor? Write down my phone number, 555-1212. If something comes up and for whatever reason you didn't have a chance to get through the information, just give me a call and I'll be happy to reschedule. Again, you're showing that you are busy and serious about your business. People like doing business with those that are committed and focused. Now, of course, when 6:30 p.m. rolls around, make sure that you call them. Don't call 15 minutes early. Don't be late. And certainly don't forget about the appointment you set. Put it in your calendar and stick to it. What happens during a follow-up? The purpose of the follow-up call or meeting is to address your prospects' questions and enroll them into your business. Get them using your products or services, or lastly, ask for a referral if they choose neither. The format of the call or meeting is pretty simple. This is Todd Falcone. Did you have a chance to get through the information I sent you? If yes, then I'll immediately follow up with, great. Do you have any questions? I welcome questions from my prospects and I'm happy to answer them. Simply do your best to answer their questions. And if you're new or you don't know the answers, this is another great opportunity to do a three-way call with someone in your leadership team who has more experience than you do. The follow-up call or meeting is an opportunity for you to further feel out where they stand, address their questions or concerns, and help them move closer to a decision. What happens if they no-show on your follow-up? The reality is that no matter how good you are or how great your company is, people often don't stick to their commitments. Your job is to be professional and be the best person you can be. If they choose to be flaky, that's their choice. Don't allow it to bother you. The best network marketers on the planet have people no-show on follow-up appointments. It's simply part of the business. Here's what I typically do with people who flake out on follow-up appointments. If I call them and they don't answer, I'll leave a message with something like, hey there, this is Todd Falcone getting back to you for our 6:30 p.m. appointment. Obviously, something must have come up for you. Not a problem. I've got back-to-back appointments over the next couple of hours, so you may not be able to reach me live. Give me a call back when you are free, and we can reschedule at a time that's convenient for both of us. I know you have my number, but here it is again, 555-1212. Chat with you soon. Don't sound desperate. Don't sound angry. Simply be professional. Show them that you're busy and that they're not the only person you're working with, and leave a message. If they call you back, that's a great sign that they are interested. If they don't get back to you, then call them back. However, I typically wait 24 to 48 hours before calling them back a second time. After I've waited 24 to 48 hours and haven't heard back from them, I'll leave this type of message. Hey there, this is Todd Falcone checking in. We had a meeting scheduled a couple of days ago. If you're still serious about talking a bit further about this business, give me a call. Here's my number, 555-1212. I'm happy to chat with you whenever you are free. After I've left the second message and not received a call back from them, I'll wait a few days and leave them one more message that may be something like this. Hey there, this is Todd Falcone getting back to you one more time. I haven't heard back from you, so I'm assuming you're either really busy or changed your mind about this business. No worries. If you decide you want to talk further, give me a call and we can catch up then. Take care. The last thing you want to do is sound desperate or angry with the person. You've done your job of being professional and on your follow-up game. If they choose to be flaky, then let them be that way and move on. If you want to give yourself an easy rule for follow-up, I'd suggest the 3 strikes and you're out rule, which means following up with them 3 times if they haven't responded back to you, and then moving on. You can always get back to them at a later time. If I've followed up with a prospect 3 times and they haven't called me back, I'll put them on my back burner and get back to them in a month or 2. Did you hear it? It doesn't go on the back burner and stay on the back burner. Timing is everything for people. You may end up calling them a month down the road and come to find out that they simply had a lot going on in their life and didn't have the time to make starting a business a priority. Chapter 7, Overcoming Common Objectives. There are a number of common objectives or questions we get in network marketing, and it's important you learn how to address concerns and help to overcome any objections. Excuse me, sorry. Don't be afraid of objections. To me, receiving an objection from someone shows me that they have interest, but they're concerned about something and simply need a little help in having their concern addressed. How professionals treat objections. Here are some important things to keep in mind when it comes to being a professional in handling common objections and tough questions from your prospects. Number one, don't ever take it personally. If someone says no to you or responds with a specific objection, they are not rejecting you. This is one of the most important things you need to understand about this business. I get it. No one likes being rejected. Human beings love being accepted. It's how we are. This is business. I hear people in network marketing talk all the time about being rejected. That's really not the case. What those people are choosing to do is take it personally, and that is a choice. If someone says no or has an objection or tough question, it isn't you. Trust me when I say that. They're really saying no to themselves. They aren't rejecting you personally. I cannot express to you enough how important it is for you to get this. I get people who say no or have objections all the time. Professionals make the conscious decision to not allow someone else's behavior to alter how they feel. It's simply part of the business. Number two, don't get defensive or argue with a prospect. I realize that we are all passionate and excited about our businesses and want people to see it like we do. But the last thing you want to do is get into an argument or appear defensive with someone. You'll be a lot better off being calm, cool, and collected when people respond to you with tough questions or objections. Number three, allow your confidence to be your guide. I mentioned this very early on in the book, and it will serve you well when it comes to overcoming objections. Your knowledge that the profession of network marketing, and remember this is 2016, is a $180 billion, excuse me. Your knowledge that the profession of network marketing is a $180 billion global industry with over 100 million people involved worldwide should be enough to soothe your nerves. When you operate from a state of conviction and assuredness, showing your excitement and passion in all that you do, you're going to be much better suited for addressing these common questions than if you're always worried about someone asking you a tough question. How you choose to respond to people will make a big difference in the outcome. Remember, objections are actually good. It means they are interested. Number four, seek out help when you need it. On our way to becoming a true professional and expert in addressing questions and objections, you may need to reach out for assistance. Even though I'll be covering how to respond to people in the next section, don't be afraid to reach out to an upline or expert in your company if you get an objection and don't quite know how to handle it. In fact, anytime you get a tough question or objection that you feel you didn't handle so well, write it down. Then go ask someone who has a lot more experience than you do and find out how they would handle that specific objection. That way, in the future, you'll be better suited and prepared when that question becomes a long, huh? I don't understand. That way, in the future, you'll be better suited and prepared when that question comes along. Okay. That it was another typo. When it comes to addressing questions and dealing with objections, it's important to keep in mind that your prospect wants to be comfortable and ultimately feel good about the following questions before proceeding. Does it work? Is it real? Can I do it? Will it work for me? Will you help me? Be sure to keep that in mind as you go about your prospecting efforts and are met with objections along the way. The feel, felt, found method. One of the simplest ways of addressing an objection is using what is called the feel, felt, found method. If you've ever been in sales, and you've heard this one before, it's a method of overcoming objections that has definitely stood the test of time and is very easy to learn. Most people who've had any sales training at all learn this very early on in their career, and it works very well in network marketing. There are 3 parts to it. Number 1, I understand how you feel. It lets your prospect know that you heard what they had to say and you can personally relate to what they just said. You're empathizing with them. Number 2, other people I've worked with have felt the same way. You're essentially letting the person know that what they just said is fairly common and other people have had the same feeling or experience. It also provides them social proof that other people like them have had the same exact feelings. Number 3, what they found after doing this was that after having done A, was that B happened. In this case, A is what you're looking for your prospect to do, and B is the actual real and positive result of doing whatever it is that you're looking for them to do. This method can be used in virtually every situation where you get an objection from someone, either about your products or your business opportunity. Let me give you a couple of examples. Your product seems expensive. I understand that you might feel that there may be cheaper options out there. One of my best customers felt the same way you do. However, when he saw the results he got from taking our product and realized he didn't have to spend so much time on eating out while at work, he realized that he was not only saving money, but feeling a lot better about his health. Or they say they don't have time. I understand how you feel. I have a lot of very busy people I work with that feel exactly like you do. Very busy and not much free time. However, when they got involved in the business, they quickly realized that they could build the business in their own time whenever they felt like it and were able to create some really great results working the business with just a few hours a week. You get the point. It will be good for you to look at all the different objections that might come up and practice this method until it becomes effortless for you. A little practice goes a long way in helping you address objections using this very simple and proven method. The neutralize, confirm, and reposition method. This one is pretty cool too and is also very easy to learn. My friend Michael Burnoff does this all the time and is a master at it. Many times when someone gives you an objection, there is a deeper answer. In other words, while they voice a specific objection, the real reason may actually be different than what they are stating to you. People oftentimes expect that you're going to argue with them. As I mentioned before, you never want to argue with a prospect giving you an objection. Instead, you can do it like this. Your prospect, I just don't have the money. They're stating that they don't have the money to get started. You, okay. You're neutralizing it by agreeing with them. You, well, is that the only thing that is preventing you from getting started? You're confirming that their lack of funds is the real reason for them not starting in your business. Your prospect, yes, I don't have any extra funds to start a business. You, what makes you feel that you don't have the money to start this business? Now you're asking them a question to uncover the real reason they may be giving you the objection. Your prospect, well, I'm just not sure that I can actually make money with this. They've just given you their real objection. They aren't entirely sure they can do the business and don't want to part with the money unless they know it will work for them. You, wow, I guess I failed. I guess I failed to show you that this isn't a business where we just toss you in and send you out to try and figure it all out on your own. When you enroll with me, I work personally with you to help you get into profit quickly. In addition to the fact that we have an entire training program with our company that teaches you step by step how to do this business. You've now repositioned the objection for them and provided some assurance that you'll be there to help them get into profit. You. If you know that there was a complete training program that teaches you step by step how to build this, and you have me personally working with you to help you get into profit quickly, you'd want to do that, wouldn't you? At that point, you'd want to go back to them and re-ask for their commitment to start the business. Again, this one takes a little practice. I would suggest that you look at the different objections people give you and practice this strategy as well. In fact, this would be a great training topic for you to cover with your personal team during any training events that you might be doing for your company. Think about how powerful and professional your team will be when you train them on how to overcome objections using these two strategies. How to handle the 20 most common objections. I'm going to cover the most frequent objections or questions you get in network marketing and give you some additional suggestions on how to address them. Of course, you can use the feel, felt, found method or the neutralize, confirm, and reposition method for any of these objections. You'll see below that there are lots of different ways to address these common objections, in addition to the two methods I've already mentioned. Objection number one, I don't have the time. We hear this all the time. In fact, it's probably the number one objection you get from people, or at least very close to it. They may respond with, I don't have the time, or I'm just too busy. The thing you want to be thinking about is this. Is time really the issue? Or is there something deeper than that? Perhaps they aren't convinced the business works or it will work for them. Here's how I might handle this situation other than the two other methods I've already described. Your prospect, I just don't have the time. You, how does it make you feel to say that? Your prospect, I don't like it. I don't have the time for anything right now. You, well, do you have a plan to change that situation? Your prospect, no, not really. You, well, would you like to see one? I mean, even ask them something like, what is taking up all of your time? The more you know, again, without arguing or getting defensive, the better off you'll be. You're looking to help them solve whatever problem it is that they may be facing. What is the prospect's perception of how much time the business takes? They may think that they have to work the business full time, or that it takes a lot of hours to make their business work. Even taking the time to ask them, how much time do you think this business takes to be successful? May be enough to alter their thinking. I built my last business working only a handful of hours a week and got it to over 6 figures. They may be thinking that it takes a 40-hour week to do this. Obviously, the more time someone can commit, the faster they'll increase their income. But for a lot of people, they do this part-time. Objection number 2, I don't have the money. Not having the money is a key reason to do this business. Yet we hear this objection very frequently in network marketing. Here are a couple of different ways of handling the I don't have the money or I can't afford it objections. Again, don't be afraid to ask the question, how does that make you feel to say that? Be careful with your tone of voice so you don't sound condescending when you ask it. But if you're coming from a place of empathy, they may open up to you and tell you exactly how they feel. Most likely, it doesn't feel good and they'd like to change the situation. Nobody likes to say, I can't afford it. Your prospect, I don't have the money. You, I get it. I've worked with a lot of people who felt they didn't have the money. Are you actively doing anything right now to help you change that situation in your life? Your prospect, no, I feel stuck. I'm working 3 jobs and barely making ends meet. You, are you ready to do something about that so you never have to say, I don't have the money again? Another way of finding out what the real reason is could be asking a direct question, such as your prospect, I can't afford it. You, I hear what you're saying, but tell me this, is it really that you don't have the money, or is it that your polite way of telling me no? It's okay if you're not interested. This business isn't for everybody. Sometimes it's okay to simply let someone go and uncover that they simply aren't interested in doing the business. I'd rather have a person be honest with me than try to make me feel good. You could try this one as well. Your prospect, I can't afford it. You, I hear, excuse me, I hear what you are saying and totally understand. If I could show you a plan to get all of your money back and you get into profit within your first 30 days, would you be more likely to join? Sometimes people simply don't see the value in the opportunity and aren't entirely convinced they can make money at it. I've done this one. I have done this several times. I've done this one several times. Your prospect, I don't have the money to get started. You, okay, no problem. Let me ask you a hypothetical question. If your car broke down tomorrow and you'd lose your job and not be able to get your kids to and from school, and it cost you $1,000 to get your car fixed, would you come up with the money to fix your car, even if it required you being extremely creative to make it happen? Your prospect, if that was the case, I'm sure I would. You. So, is what you're telling me then that you aren't entirely convinced that the value of this business isn't enough to justify the investment to get started? Your prospect, yeah, I guess so. You. So if I could show you a plan that you were convinced would help you get into profit very quickly, would you be more likely to be creative and make this business happen for you? As I said, there are a lot of ways for you to help address these common objections. I use all of them, depending on how I feel in whatever situation I might find myself. Objection number 3. Is this a pyramid? This is actually a fun one to handle. Most people who ask you, is this a pyramid, or say something like, this sounds like a pyramid scheme, don't even know the difference between a legitimate network marketing company, and an illegal pyramid scheme. Years ago, I used to get into an argumentative discussion over the differences of a pyramid and corporate America. I'd even draw out a corporate structure for them, attempting to make my case. However, I found that it was simply a waste of time, and I soon learned that arguing or becoming defensive got me nowhere with that objection. Your prospect, is this a pyramid? You, absolutely not. Why? Why? Is that what you're looking for? I don't do pyramids. They're illegal. Do you have another question? People will often stop dead in their tracks when you use that one. You can very quickly move on to any of their other real concerns after you've addressed that one in the way I just referenced, or by using one of the other methods I've already given you. Whatever you do, don't argue with them. They probably don't even know the difference, so you end up arguing with someone who doesn't even know what they're talking about. Objection number 4. Is this a scam? No one wants to be scammed or be involved in a scam or scheme. People want to participate in legitimate, real businesses, not fly-by-night money games that don't last. Network marketing, as you already know, is a proven and very viable means of moving products and services to end users. The profession isn't on trial, and we shouldn't treat it as such. Be easy on these people that give you this objection. Be easy on these people that give you this objection. They're simply telling you that they don't want to participate in something that isn't real. Your prospect, this sounds like a scam to me. You, okay, well, what exactly makes it sound like a scam to you? I certainly wouldn't want to be associated with something that's a scam. Your prospect, well, this whole thing about finding people to put money in, it all sounds suspicious to me. You, it isn't about getting people to put money in. If it was, I'd be suspicious too. Anyone who has ever started a business of their own had to invest both their time and perhaps a little money to get it started. Our focus is on moving products to end users. If I could show you some information and allow you to do your own research on it so you knew that it's real, would you take the time to look at it? No pressure from me. You can simply do your own due diligence and get back to me. Does that sound fair? As with all of these questions and objections, there are different ways to handle them. I want to make sure I arm you so that you can handle them like a pro. Objection number 5. I've tried network marketing before and it didn't work for me. What you want to do with this type of objection is find out the real story behind it. Your prospect. Oh, I tried one of those things before and it didn't work out for me. You, really? Tell me about that. What happened? Your prospect. Well, I signed up for something once and I never had anyone help me. I lost money. You, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I'd be sour too. If you knew for sure that you had someone to actually support you and not abandon you after you signed up, would you be willing to take a little leap of faith and have a different and more positive experience this time around? Find out exactly what their previous experience was in network marketing. The more calm you are and the more you dive in to find out what happened with them before, the more likely you'll end up sponsoring them into your business. We're going to stop here. I have to go pick up AJ from work. So we're going to do this, looks like in 2 parts, although we're more than halfway through the book. So we'll start here, chapter 7, objection number 6, when I come back, hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, do you want to bless me for bringing value to your life, making your life easier to consume literary materials that will help you make more money in your life? You can bless me by, sending me gifts, buying me meals at networking meetings, buying me cocktails when you see me all. Venmo, Havon Fun with Renee, HAVONWITHRENEE. PayPal, info@b&b locationservices.com. Remember, that's the word and, not the symbol. And please do me the favor of sharing my content on your socials. Make sure to invite people to Cashflow Game Night. And we'll see you around. Everybody have a great night.